This is a guide with tips to all of the challenges in Dead Rails. Starting with the brand new challenges just released, I greatly recommend using High Roller for all three of these, and do them all at the same time. First up, save $1,000 to get the Tycoon challenge. Now you're safe to spend this money. Second, you need to spend $350 for 10 snake oils, and drink them all within 10 seconds. You need to be quick with this one. Next, buy 20 guns. You might already have some by now, so you might only need 17 guns for example. I recommend buying all revolvers as they're the cheapest. 20 of them will cost $700. Then just equip all the guns in inventory, not the bag. Once the challenge is complete, you can sell all these guns for a partial refund. If you're High Roller, you'll get almost all of your money back. And that's it for all these three new challenges. Tame a unicorn. This challenge isn't necessarily difficult, just very rare. Now all horses are faster than the normal player. To catch one, I recommend you leave it nowhere to run by leading it to the train or against any solid wall. This lets you get close enough and you can bag it until you find a saddle for it. All you have to do is literally find a unicorn and sit on it. You'll need a saddle for this, unless you find an outlaw on a unicorn. Then it should already have one. I have found the unicorn many times. You are most likely to find it among other horses, not by itself. Also, you can find outlaws riding them. Once you tame the unicorn, I believe you can also let others jump on it to get the challenge complete, but I have not tested this. Let me know if you have the answer. Once you're done with your unicorn, you can sell it for $250 because it works the same as any other horse. No reason to keep it. Next up is escape. All you need to do is win the game. You can either do this in solo or multiplayer, and honestly, not much to say about this challenge. But I'll explain an easy strategy for the final four at the end. Make sure you have a long-range gun, such as a rifle or the turret mounted to the train to take out the outlaws from a safe distance. Also, I do not recommend doing this operation at night, so wait for daytime. And don't forget about the enemy turrets. There's not just two at the front, there's also one at the back. Once you lower the bridge, use this easy method. Take a horse and evacuate the fort using these stairs. It's not required to take down any of the outlaws that spawn during the final 4 minutes, so just flee the scene. Only one player needs to stay alive to win the game, for everyone. By the way, if you decide to activate the boss fight, he is easy to take down with the electric gun, just don't get hit, especially by his lightning throw. It should be easy on the horse. Bounty Hunter. In this challenge, you need to kill 5 outlaws and then turn them into a sheriff's office. That final step cannot be skipped. Now this challenge shouldn't take long at all to complete. I heavily recommend having a gun to take them down. If you try to take them on with a melee weapon, you're probably dead. Shotgun is not the best weapon for outlaws, by the way. It does most of its damage at close range. I recommend rifle, but revolver could work as well. The outlaws sell for $35 each at the sheriff's office. Once you turn them in, the challenge is complete. Next challenge is new sheriff in town, and guess what? It requires more outlaws. You have to take down 50 outlaws in one game, although you do not have to turn in their bounties. Now I heavily recommend you don't skip a single outlaw. Finding 50 in total could be more difficult than you think. Of course, this is best to do in solo. You cannot have anyone stealing the outlaw kills. Outlaws are only guaranteed to spawn at the final fort at the end of the game. It's likely you'll have to fight off many endgame outlaws to get this challenge complete, because if you're unlucky, you might not get many outlaws before the final fort. Once again, I heavily recommend rifle for this, as you can shoot from a safe distance, unlike revolver or shotgun. Zombie Hunter Challenge. Kill 200 zombies in one game. This can include all zombies, even the armed ones at Fort Constitution. I heavily recommend you don't skip a single town, not until you have a challenge complete. You know when it's done when a challenge complete appears on the left side of the screen. I recommend you doing this in solo. Splitting zombie kills might ruin your chance of getting 200 zombies. Remember to complete the laboratory raid for a lot of zombies. I might have gotten 50 zombies just here alone. If challenge is still not complete yet, go to Fort Constitution as well. Though be careful, the zombies are more dangerous here. Some of them have guns. Now for the Werewolf Hunter Challenge. You must defeat 50 werewolves in one game. Werewolves are tough, so I recommend shotgun and rifle, but only use a shotgun at close range. Werewolves only spawn during a full moon. However, you might also find one lone werewolf among a pack of normal wolves during the day. The one place you can find a ton of them is in the castle. Werewolves are guaranteed to be here. But there are also vampires here. They'll teleport right behind you. Do not come to castle unprepared. Also, if you're struggling with werewolves, the electric gun is a great way to almost one-shot them. Classes good for taking down werewolves are Survivalist and Vampire, since Survivalist can easily take them down in seconds, and Vampire is fast enough to outrun their attacks. And if you do not have one of these classes or the electric gun, use a horse to make sure werewolves cannot catch up to you. Of course, this is recommended in solo. I didn't actually have this challenge complete yet, I just got it in this run. It took me until over 60,000 meters, easily took over an hour. Next is Unkillable. You must complete the game without a single player dying. If one person dies, it does not matter if you revive them. The challenge is over. Your best bet is to either run this challenge as a solo or duo. Have as few players as possible. If you do decide to bring a teammate, make sure they are an experienced player, and be ready to help each other out in case of emergency. Also, make sure it's someone you trust. You don't want a troll that intentionally resets or throws dynamite at you, because dynamite can instantly kill players. Next up, the Pony Express. You must complete the game without anyone using the train. And remember, even someone jumping in the train seat counts, so watch closely to make sure that doesn't happen. For this challenge, I recommend Cowboy, because not having a horse is going to be painful, and you need it to outrun enemies. Vampire can also work, it has great speed, but you'll have to constantly hold a starting newspaper to block the sun. Don't listen to that guide up there is no reason to buy coal. Spend starting money on weapons instead. Now the good part, you don't need fuel. The bad part, however, is that you have nothing to weld items to, so all you can carry is what fits in your bag. I greatly recommend you don't take junk items, only take valuable items, and if you need a safe spot at night, jump on top of a building. Most enemies cannot get you here. Anyway, only store items that are worth serious money, such as outlaws, gold bars, and gold statues. It is safe to take Molotov, snake oil, or bandages because they store in the inventory instead of the bag. This challenge is fine to run with as many players as you want, plus you'll have more storage for items. Just make sure you don't get trolls. Now for the most difficult challenge, Pacifist. You must complete the game without a single player killing an enemy. That counts horses, by the way. If you run over anything using the train, it does not ruin the challenge. And automatic turrets don't ruin the challenge either. This challenge is possible in solo, but there is a great multiplayer strategy. Get a lot of players using Doctor or Miner. Miner's 2 starting coal will help greatly since fuel is hard to come by when you can't loot anything properly because buildings are guarded by enemies. Doctors should drop their starting gear to a high roller to buy more coal. It's recommended all weapons are disposed of immediately. You should also have a conductor, not just to make the run faster, but to make the train more efficient in fuel. If you run over anything using the train, stop and use it as fuel, unless it's an outlaw or werewolf, then sell it for money. Always stop at the safe zones if it's nighttime. You can use the dead zombies as fuel, or sell werewolves and vampires if they spawn. This is going to be one of your only sources of income besides Laboratory. Laboratory is safe to loot as it has no enemies. Sell the gold bars and the boss head. And do not start the raid. Once you're at the final fort, you need an armored player with many snake oils to lower the bridge without dying to the outlaws. And have a backup player for this if possible as well. The snake oils are required as they increase your health regeneration and speed. And some armor is necessary too. Once they reach the lever, they should put up a piece of sheet metal to block bullets, as it takes a long time to pull. Once you're at the final 4 minutes, have each teammate hide somewhere safe. Some inside the train guarded with walls like sheet metal, and some on top of or underneath the bridge. You only need one person to survive to win, so definitely split up. And of course, as always, watch out for trollers. They're more common than you may think.